The murder rampage was not confined to only street personalities this weekend, as the latest victim was a medical doctor in the nation's deadliest municipality. Guatemalan-born 46-year-old Dr. Ivan Garcia worked his last shift at the Carl Hirschner Memorial Hospital's Accident and Emergency Ward on Sunday afternoon and retired to his house later on that night. But he would not make it back to work on Monday morning. At 7 this morning, his body was found inside his house here at 2113 Guava Street in the Belama Phase 2 area of the Northern Highway. Based on a wound to the head and the fact that his car was missing, the police believe that he was murdered.
The maid arrived at his residence in Belama Phase 2, where she's saying from she arrived there, she found it strange that the vehicle was missing, his green Geo Prism car. She is saying when she gained access to the bedroom, she found Dr. Garcia bleeding from the head on the floor. This would be between the bed and the wall itself for the bedroom. She immediately called police. Police visited that scene, and yes, we do suspect foul play in this. So we have classified this investigation as murder.
Was anything missing from the home?
Well, offhand, all she can say is that the car was missing. She wasn't certain whether or not any other personal items had been stolen or so. We know that the police officers are still on the scene. They're trying to ascertain from relatives or from her whether or not any items were stolen.
In our eyes, he is an absolute professional, very caring individual, and very dependable, and he's really done us great service in our time.
Director of Medical Services at the KHMH, Dr. Adrian Koi, told reporters this afternoon that the gripping and sudden loss of one of their own has temporarily affected the hospital's everyday medical services.
While we're in a state of shock, we have tried to just do emergency services, absolute emergencies and urgencies, and are curtailing even our elective lists in this short period, because it is truly a difficult time for us.
Dr. Marta Habet, who heads the hospital's emergency unit, worked along with her fallen colleague. While he was professional on his job, she said, he was like any other ordinary person when he was off shift.
We like to party, celebrating his birthdays, my birthday, Dr. Apai's birthdays, and Dr. Seden. We always get together, and he was a very friendly person. That's why everybody is in shock in this hospital, because nurses, doctors, and all sort of staff know him as being very friendly.
The doctors at the hospital fired off a blistering message to all during the briefing.
Only in Belize, only in this country, will you ever see this type of governance, the governance of a mediocre minority. And we, the majority, are just as guilty as we tolerate other malicious and senseless acts. There are two types of assassins: those who pull the trigger and those who see the trigger being pulled and do nothing to stop it. These so-called beings, as it is even painful to call them humans, as they have lost all sense of humanity, laugh once more at us with one more victory.
The killing has left the police looking for answers, as there was no sign of forced entry into his house. Dr. Garcia's green Geoprism car bearing license plates C26203 remains missing. His slaying has sent shock waves even among the patients at the hospital, who stopped by to look at his picture posted on the entrance to the hospital, accompanied by a black bow. Some said as they looked on that it is the jovial doctor who cared for people that was killed inside his home. Marian Ali for Love News.